Teams from around the world are lining up to take part. One is Rick Simpson's EVO Design Solutions. He told Tim he's looking forward to it, but he's staying tight-lipped about just how his bike will actually work.
Well, the nitty-gritty is something that's obviously we're having to keep under wraps to a certain extent. We're happy to reveal that the power source for the bike is going to be mainly electric. We've got a number of partners we're working with for development of the motors and the energy storage systems. There are other techniques and technologies that we're developing underneath the skin, and as you all know, we've got very little time to be able to do it, so whether all of those technologies come to the fore, I don't know, but we'd certainly like to try.
We saw a prototype on a computer-generated screen there of the bike you're coming up with.
Yes, yeah. We've been doing a lot of concept design, with the team and Ollie's input in terms of the rider, what he'd like to see in a bike, because the concept of a bike we're producing is so different to traditional internal combustion engines. We're not restricted to the positioning and layout of a traditional motorcycle. We can go wild a bit, and we'd like to exploit and explore some of those possibilities.
I'm interested in that because some of the designs that we've heard of are basically a Suzuki that's been stripped out and a new energy source put into it, whereas you've decided to start from scratch.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, we discussed the opportunity and the ability for us to do that, and we could partner with a motorcycle manufacturer and take an engine and take it out of a motorcycle and bolt in an electric motor. But we're engineers, and we like to rise to challenges. And I believe there's an opportunity to bring other technologies that aren't necessarily out there in the mainstream, in terms of composites, in terms of renewable and reusable energies that we can, or materials particularly, that we can use to build these motorcycles.
Ollie Linsdell, and we'll talk to Ollie in a minute, is a rider that you're going to be using. Is he going to be in a normal riding position? Because there are other options, I'm told. Yeah, there are definitely other options for rider configuration, and I think as we do have the ability to look at prone and upright rider positions as a traditional motorcycle is, we also have the ability to look at feet forward configurations. We're going to take the approach that a traditional motorcycle upright position is what Ollie's going to feel most comfortable with next year. Whether something else will be more efficient and more effective in years to come, we'll have to see. There's going to be guys entering feet forward machines out there, and we'll see how competitive they are. You're involved in a lot of other areas as well, so where does this project rank? I mean, you've mentioned Formula One and other areas that you're involved in. Yeah, I mean, at the moment it's taking up an awful lot of our time, and we've got a business runner as well. We're entering a race team, but we're design engineers. We not only design products, but we teach other design engineers on how to design their products as well. And it's a very careful balancing act at the moment. It's obviously to try and meet the deadline that's looming very fast. We've got to do a lot of work on this project, and we've got a lot of people that are willing to put in time. In terms of ranking, I'm not one for prioritising, and this one's first, this one's second, this one's third. It's all got to be done. We've got till June to finish to finish a race bike. We've got till sort of early in the year to get a concept bike up and running and test it. That's right. There's a lot of work to do. Just one safety angle that people seem quite concerned about it's the quiet, and the marshals have expressed that because they can hear a bike, they know a bike's coming, and they're prepared. Yes, they are quiet. I'm sure some of your listeners have heard electric vehicles that sort of whiz past. It's just a bit of tyre noise and a bit of chain. There's a motorcycle project out there actually that's already in the mainstream, which is a bike called Killer Cycle. It's worth a look at actually. Killercycle.com have produced the world's fastest electric motorcycle, and it is not silent but quiet, and the noise generator thing has been brought up a couple of times. Ollie's keen for his motorcycle to sound like a Spitfire, and any German motorcycles out there I'm sure will have their own take on that, but we'll see where we go with that. Might be a lollipop stick in the spokes again, hey? Ollie, you've signed up to this, and when you were talking up here you said that you saw this as a bandwagon that would develop and you wanted to jump on right at the beginning.
Yeah, I think before the end of my career, they're definitely going to be coming to the fore a bit. Unfortunately, internal combustion engines aren't going to be raced forever, and I just think, well, if I can get the experience now, I'm going to be a lot better placed in 10, 15, 20 years, whenever it may comes time, and it's good for me CV. I'm an engineer by profession, and I'd quite like to get involved in the development of it as much as the riding. So yeah, it's all good from my point of view, and I'll get another 3 laps during the week. I'm still learning. I've only been to the TT course twice, 2 years now, and I still learn every time I go out. So any track time is good track time, really.
It's quite a leap of faith for you, really, isn't it? Because the Linsdell family, well known, of course, for the petrol head element there. You yourself are doing the 4 and 2-stroke racing as well. Yeah, this year I've ridden 7 or 8 different bikes. I've ridden a 125 2-stroke, 250. Just about everyone out there.
About everything, yeah. Superbike, super sport, super stock, everything. So yeah, I may as well add another one to it, haven't I? Dad's always been known for his sort of wacky bikes, the hub centre steering and all these different bikes. He's never done anything the easy way, but he has made some innovations, and I'm going to try and carry that on for the Linsdell name a bit.
What does your dad think of this?
Yeah, he likes it. He's getting quite involved as well, and he's up for it as well. He's an engineer at heart, really, and he enjoys that as much as the actual riding part of it. And at the minute, there is no class at the Isle of Man, or in fact really anywhere in the world apart from MotoGP, where an engineer can create something from a blank bit of paper, and something that's different, something where he can use his skills to gain an advantage. And so he loves any opportunity like this.
Just finally, 55 odd teams we've heard, and 15 or so riders, as I understand it, are registered at the moment. Obviously there's a bit of rider recruitment to go on there.
Yeah, I think hopefully as more information gets out and some bikes start being tested, some people might come out of the woodwork, and I hope they do, because it'll be a good thing to get involved with. And if you're over here watching as a rider of the Manx Grand Prix or whatever, get involved. It's TT's a big event, and to take it to this stage and then not have a full grid, even though the bikes are there, would be a great shame.
It's an opportunity for the TT as well, in a 102nd year of its existence.
Yeah, it is. It's got to keep moving forward, otherwise I think it will just stagnate and unfortunately eventually die, and nobody wants that, least of all me. So hopefully we can pull this off and keep building on it of years to come.